Welcome everyone. Welcome, John. We are here today in Highgate Village, and we are also going to introduce your new and final Halkyon course. As always, a trilogy is coming to an end.
Yes. Yeah.
This time on God in the Between.
Yes.
William Desmond. We began this journey 3 years ago, I think, with a course on Beyond Nihilism, going beyond nihilism.
That's
mostly
right.
with a focus on the Kyoto school.
Yep.
But also Master Eckhart, if I remember correctly. And last year, you took us towards ultimate reality.
Yes.
We wouldn't have any less. Only ultimate reality. But now, I think what's emerged from this trilogy is an attempt that you've been working towards, is to reconfigure or rethink, however you want to put it, the sacred, our relationship with it, despite or after post-modernity, the irony and the cynicism almost of it, and the and also what you refer to as the framework of suspicion. I think you put it a bit differently. The
Ricoeur's notion of the hermeneutics of suspicion.
Yes.
Yes.
That is obviously postmodern, but is already there to a certain degree in the modern framework. So,
well, we're near Freud, and Freud was one of the authors of the hermeneutics of suspicion. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So we are quite close to Freud's house where he lived, which is now Freud's museum. We're also close to Keats' house, someone who also tried to dream himself away into a time after modernity. We're also close to Marx's grave,
yes,
who also had an idea for the future. So fill us in. What made you put this course together? What will we learn from you?
Well, I think you got it exactly right. This course is very much the culmination of the argument, the exploration that built through the other course. And what attracts me so profoundly to Desmond is simultaneously how he is very philosophically astute in moving beyond postmodernism, but in a way that takes us full circle back to a powerful new reading of Plato, well integrating it with phenomenology. And as you know, I've been trying to get all of those to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get phenomenology, Platonism, and the philosophical response to postmodernity to all talk to each other.
Yeah.
And Desmond, somebody recommended, and I just started reading him, and it was just amazing. And then the Ben Simpson book is really good because it's a dialogical work by Simpson. It's not written as a dialogue, but he's constantly going back and forth between Caputo, representing sort of the best of the postmodern take on the sacred, and then how Desmond is arguably an improvement, superior. And then the Dunn's book is Spiritual Exercises for a Secular Age. He's putting Desmond into conversation with Charles Taylor, a Canadian, of course, but he's putting more emphasis on Hadot's notion of spiritual exercise, philosophy as a way of life, spiritual exercise. So that also addresses the two concerns I've always been concerned with, right? The philosophical, but also how the philosophical bridges in the cultivation of wisdom into the non-propositional.
That's the question. At the crux of Western, of the entire tradition, how the theoria and praxis go together.
That's right.
What we discussed on the drive up here, which we could, maybe we have to not thank Aristotle for it, because I try to save him from it. But there is this, we could say there is a split between theory and praxis that occurs really thousands of years ago, that the Western tradition has suffered from. The split, as you also always mentioned, between religion and science, etc.
Yes.
So one focus of the course will be to integrate also spiritual exercises.
I mean, I won't be teaching spiritual exercises, but the theoretical framework. And then what you just said is also important. Another reason for Desmond, for me, is that overcoming of the theory praxis is a hallmark of 4E cognitive science, the kind of cognitive science I do, the work I do on relevance realization. And that has led me and other people to what I call the transjective, this what's deeper, that's the between.
Right,
and this is what's at the core of Desmond's work, this idea of, but what's between in the sense of not just intermediate, but intermediary, like between the subjective world and the subjective, between the secular and the profane. And this is where Desmond claims we can most find the sacred, is in that between, and that really sings to the kind of cognitive science I do.
Yeah. The between is a strange notion. It's a good notion. I think, as you know, Heidegger is keen on it. That Dasein is the between. It can go in the wrong direction, as it does in postmodernity, where we become sort of, as we are in brackets, as it were.
Yes.
Right? We're not really anywhere ever. You're always just in between. But I think the between is also there in Aristotle, in a good sense, and also in Plato. And you could even read Methexis as sort of a between.
And Socrates,
a between space. Socrates,
and Socrates describing himself as metaxu. Right, in the Symposium. And Desmond makes a lot of that. A lot of that. And so
it's a reappropriation, basically, that you're.
Yeah, it's a reappropriation, and it's like I said, Desmond is just this amazing figure for getting the phenomenological embodiment from 40 Cogsci, the between, the metaxu, but also the linking of, as you said, theory and praxis, the response to postmodernity, the recovery of a sense of sacred that isn't an abstraction or relies on a supernatural two-world, but is deeply found within the phenomenology. So he is in some sense, this sounds very egocentric, but he's sort of the perfect philosopher for my work, and he's deeply influential without being sort of famous. Like, there's so many thinkers that I talk to or work from that have been deeply influenced by Desmond.
So if you could just summarize, you mentioned Caputo, you mentioned Duns Scotus, also Charles Taylor. So those will also be discussed.
Duns is the author of the second book.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah. So we'll talk about Caputo. Talk about Desmond, and then we'll talk about Charles Taylor and Desmond, and that's in the Duns book. And then people will also have the Desmond Reader, and they'll be able to read. It's a great anthology of sort of relatively short, but not like cookie cutter, but relatively short excerpts from many of Desmond's books, so people will also get primary source material.
And so, who do you think, in broad strokes, would be the course for? What would benefit the most from taking this course?
Well, I mean, one group is obvious, as you set it up from the beginning, the people who have taken the other two courses, or even one of the other two courses. This course is a culmination response of trying to gather it all together. People who have been interested in my work about the meaning crisis, and what I'm talking about is the advent of the sacred, would be very interested in it. People who are very interested in the relationship between 4 Cogsci, phenomenology, Platonism, they would be very interested in this.
Excellent, and a healthy Platonism, shall I say?
Yes, a healthy yes. Not what you said.
Not the cartoon version Platonism.
Yes,
good
not
to
reject it.
Yes. Okay, and we begin, I think, April 2nd, which is Wednesday, and we're going for 8 weeks without interruptions.
Yes, that's right.
Because we can make, you can make every Wednesday.
Yes,
which is exceptional given how busy John is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.